Founded in 1973, the Cinema Arts Center in Huntington is Long Island's premier year-round independent and international film showcase. It's also the only not-for-profit community center. We find out from its directors how this Long Island business manages to keep theater goers coming back for more.
Life has a gap in it, it just does.
The man in the corner of this movie theater in Huntington still gets a kick out of watching movies, just like he did when he was a kid running around the place.
Well, I was about 6 when the theater started, so it was really wonderful to be able to poke my head into any movie that I wanted to see.
He still pokes his head in, but now there's an extra element: pressure.
Well, for us, because we're not-for-profit, I think people have this image that we don't have to pay bills somehow or something, or that this means somehow that one doesn't have to make ends meet.
Dylan Skolnick, the co-director of the Cinema Arts Center, now runs the movie theater with his mom, Charlotte Skye. His late father, Vic, started the independent movie theater with Charlotte 39 years ago from a dance studio.
People brought their own chairs and then brought them back home again. Or they brought pillows and sat on the floor. And we gradually understood that this was something that people were really hungry for.
They soon outgrew the dance studio, which could hold 40 people. So they moved to a gymnastics studio.
It was just fantastic how people began to really look forward to what we were doing next. And we would put flyers all around town as to what was coming up.
Besides advertising in the local papers, marketing is a little more sophisticated these days.
We have our website and email. We have 14,000 addresses on our email list. We do Twitter and Facebook.
Still, new digital technology is also providing new competition. The Cinema Arts Center, as well as other movie theaters, will soon incur another big expense: paying for special digital projectors. You see, starting next year, 35mm film will become obsolete. Converting to the new digital format will cost the Cinema Arts Center some $210,000 for 3 projectors. Dylan says that dealing with film companies for distribution can also be particularly tough.
People sort of think it's something very artistic, but these are big companies, especially now. They don't do this for fun. They do this for money, and they want to squeeze every penny that they can. I mean, that's the business way.
The film companies get a percentage of every ticket bought. That percentage could be anywhere from 35 to 60%, with tickets usually costing $6 per movie for members and $11 for non-members for regular screenings. The theater's cafe opened as a special offering to patrons, not as a profit center. But the goal now is to turn it into a revenue stream. But it hasn't produced a profit yet. And with other expenses like electricity, profits can be hard to come by.
LIPA costs us $5,000 a month, believe it or not.
That's why the Cinema Arts Center relies so heavily on its more than 8,000 members who pay for an annual membership to help keep the cinema going. Memberships start at $55 and can go as high as $10,000.
And then we do a few fundraising appeals a year and special events that, and every once in a while we're lucky, we'll get a celebrity.
We got lucky with a celebrity sighting the night we did our interview. DJ Kool Herc, the founder of hip hop, happened to be at the Indie Movie Theater. He sponsored the theater's one-night-only showing of the Harry Belafonte biographical documentary, Sing Your Song.
I say it's like an immigrant community, it's like you call it a gumbo of people, from different nationality, but we're all here for a better life, and bring some of the art with us, and I'm just an extension of that.
Harry Belafonte's daughter Gina is the film's producer. She explains the cultural significance of supporting local theaters.
And I think that we're losing the sense of community and smaller traditions and our cultural expression through storytelling. So it's important that there's a continued investment, not only from the community, but from people who have wealth and opportunity to grant places of culture the opportunity to show smaller films and independent ideas.
Less than 50% of the theater's income comes from outside sources like grants and donations. More than 50% comes from ticket sales. And 3 to 5% comes from renting out the theater for special occasions. Most years, the Cinema Arts Center just breaks even, but Charlotte and Dylan feel like Long Island is home, and that they need to go on to provide this cultural experience to those who also call Long Island home.
I always felt a little bit like a missionary. I'm bringing films to people, or me and now Dylan, and it was Vic, films that people would never have known existed.
The feeling of responsibility is so great that when Charlotte and Dylan go home tonight, they'll probably end up watching another little-known flick sent in to them by an independent filmmaker. They'll watch it to see if the film will be right for the Cinema Arts Center and Long Island movie buffs like themselves.